Elite Facts presents
The world's most expensive mistakes that people immediately regretted. 8. NASA Space Shuttle mathematical error. So it's no secret that hundreds of millions of dollars is poured into NASA each year, but you have to imagine how much of that money is used on wasted projects. Well, the answer to that question is nearly impossible to find, but we do know one project that was deemed a complete and utter failure due to a simple mathematical error. NASA spent around $95 million on the Mars Climate Orbiter, which was originally designed to study the climate on Mars. However, a small mathematical error proved to be the orbiter's undoing, as NASA lost contact with the probe, and it was eventually destroyed over the planet in 1999. So yeah, that washing machine photo that's floated around the internet for a while was most likely from the Mars Climate Orbiter. It wasn't Marvin the Martian dumping his old hot point washer.
7.
The unclaimed lottery ticket. Now, this is a common thing to happen. A lot of people will tend to buy a lottery ticket and forget about it without realizing they've won a bit of cash. Hey, a dollar is a dollar. Put it towards another ticket and try your luck again. Well, one couple made a colossal mistake. A British couple lost a fortune of around 116 million euros in 2010. A woman's ticket for the Euro Millions lottery won the jackpot, but her husband threw it in the trash, which meant they could not claim the prize money. Could you imagine being the person to have won the jackpot but didn't have the ticket because it's in the trash? No doubt you'd feel physically sick.
6.
James Howell trashes 3.8 million pounds worth of bitcoins. Who would have thought bitcoins would have taken off? Well, clearly this poor sap wasn't patient enough to see how big the digital currency would become. By 2009, James Howell from Newport, England in the UK had accumulated 7,500 bitcoins, but was unaware of their worth. His virtual currency collection was worth 3.8 million euros by 2013. However, to Howell's horror, he had spilled a drink on the hard drive that contained the bitcoins and trashed it. After learning the value of the bitcoins, he made desperate efforts to recover the hard drive from the local junkyard, but failed to locate it.
5.
An ill-fated German-American partnership. So you'd think a merger between two highly successful car manufacturers would go pretty smoothly, wouldn't you? Well, judging by how the merger between Chrysler and Daimler AG went, that clearly isn't the case at all. The year 1998 saw a merger of German automobile group Daimler AG, maker of the Mercedes-Benz car brand, and the U.S. car maker Chrysler, which led to the creation of Daimler Chrysler AG, costing around 23.2 billion euros to the former. However, things did not pan out, and in 2007, Daimler Chrysler sold off more than 80% of its Chrysler shares for 4.7 billion euros to Cerberus Capital Management.
4.
Typing error cost Japanese share trading company $225 million. So going back to the whole thing where a major error is made because of one simple mathematical mistake, we take a look at how big of a hit a Japanese share trading company took from such a minor typing error. This minor error changed the course of an entire company back in 2003. Mizuho Securities wanted to sell one share of JCOM for around 610,000 yen, approximately $5,500. However, an error by a trader reversed the numbers and made 610,000 shares available for sale at just a yen. Despite the number of shares being many more than what the firm actually had, and Mizuho Securities protesting, the stock exchange went ahead with the sale. The firm had to incur a loss of around $225 million because of the error.
3.
20th Century Fox unknowingly gives billions to George Lucas. Now, this is something that pretty much every major film distributor is either worried or keen to know about. When developing a new franchise, it's hard to know whether it's a hit or a miss. It's a major risk as you have no idea how much money you're going to shell out to produce and distribute them. Take, for example, Harry Potter. Before the first film came out, it had a following thanks to the popular book series that was released prior to the films. The money was already there, so that's a safe investment to make. However, you also have the other side of the spectrum. where you have no idea if the product you're pouring money into will be a success or not. Well, that's exactly what happened with the original Star Wars film. Not gauging what huge potential the Star Wars franchise possessed, 20th Century Fox not only lessened the directing fees for George Lucas for Star Wars in 1977, it gave the director licensing rights to the brand. Today, estimates put the total brought in by merchandising and licensing of Star Wars at about $15 billion.
2.
AOL's purchase of Time Warner. Who remembers AOL? Back in the day, AOL was one of the leading internet providers across the globe. Of course, back then, the internet kind of sucked, but hey, it was better than nothing. Anyway, AOL as a company started to see a decline in the early 2000s thanks to more internet providers jumping on the scene and providing the public with more reliable and easier to use services. Because, most people probably got sick of using those AOL discs just to get free hours. Anyway, Time Warner bought AOL, peak of the information technology boom, for about $127 billion. But it proved to be a colossal mistake, as the returns were certainly not as expected. In 2009, AOL decided to split from Time Warner, and the two were valued at $1.3 billion and $30.9 billion, respectively.
1.
BP oil spill. Another costly disaster occurred in April of 2010. This one was all over the news at the time it happened. An explosion took the lives of 11 of the workers on board the Deepwater Horizon platform and destroyed the seafloor. Oil gushed into the ocean from the well at the seafloor, and the spill cost BP a whopping $42.2 billion. On top of this, BP was charged with 11 counts of manslaughter, a felony count of lying to Congress, and 2 misdemeanors. We think they may have gotten off a little easy. And that's our list. Did we make a mistake and leave any out? Let us know in the comments below, and please remember to subscribe and tap that bell button to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching another amazing video, folks. Subscribe for more from Elite Facts.